I think most of you guys are pretty familiar with it, but basically we're playing the 8-bit portion of the game. Spoilers, it eventually goes to 16 right after we finish this, and kind of turns into a Metroidvania. It's just a great game. It looks like we started. Kodran's internet's a lot better. All right, so we have here is Ninja Village, the very start of the game. It's kind of like a little demo that gives you the ability to kind of practice the initial and most important, I guess, aspect of the game is Cloud Step. We're gonna hit a lantern here. You can see the little white under the feet there. That makes it so we get a second jump in the air. That is the first and main component. Without that, we could do nothing.
And basically, story-wise, a legend foretold that our village is going to be attacked by a demon army, and the Western hero just swoops in, as you see it right now on screen, to repel the incoming attack, but also giving us a scroll that we need to carry all the way to the top of the glacial peak.
Yeah, and our ninja. Yeah, our ninja did not believe it because he, who knows how old he is? He's probably at least, in his 20s, and he was just told about this all the time, and nothing ever happened. But I'm of a mind. I think that our ninja would have taken that Demon King out no problem if Western Hero didn't get in the way. We don't need any upgrades. We've been just fine. We'll see if we can get it synced up here soon, but imagine they're both going to get about a 43 split there. Almost everybody does. 22 3/4. Nice. Here we go. Autumn Hills, very first level. Actually, kind of everyone is going to say it's an easy level. In a way, it is, but I think that to play it close to perfect, it's really hard actually. One of the harder levels. It's pretty challenging to get it perfect. There's a lot of little tricks and a lot of different strategies. It's fun. So the first thing we're going to do here is try to get 34 shards, jump up and get the 6 there. Kodran was actually really short. He only had 31. That's relatively rare. I think Heather had 31 as well in her run, but decent shot by both players. Kodran is a pro shop. I think he's got world record for shopkeeper percent, if I'm not mistaken. B-Grip, you still there?
Yep, sorry. Just checking out some stuff, seeing if we can get Kodran's audio in.
Alright, so the first thing we did there, what you saw Kodran do, and Kalish, both of them got the Spike D boost. It's kind of hard to get perfect every time. You're trying to jump kind of at the same spot every time, and it'll let it so that you hit the right side of the spikes when you hit the ground.
And right now, we just saw Kalish being really unlucky with going through a 1 HP and getting hit by one of those.
No, he skipped that checkpoint? What?
Yeah, so he's gonna have to go all the way back.
No.
Very unfortunate for Kalish. So far,
so I didn't see that he missed the checkpoint there. I highly recommend hitting this checkpoint. It's not beneficial to do that.
He goes through it again.
Yeah, he skipped it again, but yeah. And I like their names too. That's classy. I didn't see that. Yeah, so that death hurt a lot, especially because it was actually past that checkpoint too. So I didn't catch how long, but I want to say it was probably close to a minute of lost time, maybe a little less. Yeah, Kodran having a pretty good run so far, though.
Yeah, well, at this level, the players usually have a really good grip on auto mills, and some stuff like that can slip out during gameplay, and it's just real unfortunate because it's something we know how to do perfectly. So seeing something like that is just real unfortunate.
Yeah, and more common in a race because you know, a little bit of nerves and it just happens. In fact, if anywhere it's going to happen, it's probably going to be a race.
Yeah, I agree.
Kodran a little short. He's got it now though. We want in the next shop that's coming up here is 130 shards. And we're going to buy 2 really helpful upgrades. One's going to be the shurikens. Not completely required, except for this fight. They're really useful. They're useful in general, but you can do without them, I guess. We need them for this fight to get the 1 cycle. And then we have something that's a little more important, in my opinion at least, and that's going to be the ability to take damage and then recover from it instead of just falling to our doom, which is really nice.
And right now we're introduced to the first boss of the game, which is with the 1 cycle with the shurikens. It's fairly easy to beat. You just go straight up to him, whack him with your blade, and then spam your shurikens, and he's done in 1 cycle.
Yeah, and if like I almost wanted Kodran not to get the 1 cycle there because he's really good at getting the backup and following the leaf.
Oh
like,
yeah,
up to the top, and I kind of just wanted to see it. Thanks, Kodran. And Kalish will have plenty of money as well, so that's good. Kodran going through the longest level in the game. I think even in any percent, it's not the longest.
Kalish will enter the final shop before the boss fight. And as Kodran enters Catacombs, we should explain that Catacombs is based on cycles entirely. First of all, as we're going to see Kodran pass right now, is the first cycle of this Crusher. So everything like Crushers, everything that basically look like they're on rails, are a lot of Crushers at this level. They're based on cycles, so they don't go from where your player is, whether you can see them or not. They just always do their thing.
Yeah, they're based on a room timer right when you enter the room. So if you wanted to, for whatever reason, there's actually a couple times later in the game use it where you actually either leave the room or you actually like go into a shop to change the cycles.
Yeah, it'll reset entirely.
Kodran taking a little damage there, but it's as long as he doesn't hit any spikes, he's fine. With the Crushers as well, the first one is one of the harder ones. It's really easy to just kind of, especially when you're dropping down from the platform that Kalish is about to get onto, it's easy to fall down and just take a little bit of damage, and it messes up your ability to kind of get over these spike platforms that he's going over now. Like, he should be fine. The first one, I think, is one of the harder ones, and then the last one would be the hardest. See, so Kodran's going with the old style. There's not a huge time difference between the strats there, especially if you make like a movement mistake doing either one. It's going to just slow you down. Doesn't really matter. It's almost pointless. I don't even know if it really is half a second now anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It all depends.
I think it's like less than half a second.
Getting the potion right, so you lose time there anyways.
Yeah. See what kind of Wizrobe RNG Kodran gets. This is probably the first component of RNG. Let's see. So pretty standard wizard for Kodran. My least favorite is when he goes in the top left. It's just in the way. So not good RNG there, but he did fine. Kind of spawn a lot. That's actually pretty common for the wizard to spawn like right under him. And Kalish, no.
Another death by Kalish falling into the spikes. Very unfortunate.
Yeah. And yeah, he had to have been really close to the other. Did he skip a checkpoint again?
I don't think he did.
I was pretty sure he was in a different room. Or did he? Was he just about on it? I actually missed it. I feel bad, but that's unfortunate. Kodran going for the very last Crusher skip, he's going to get no problem. Basically, if you hesitate at all, you just need to not do it. You'll probably die.
You're right, he did skip it.
Like, I might not make it, then just don't go for it. Yeah, I'll have to see where he died because I thought he was already in this room, but
He was right about to get it.
Yeah, he must have been in the room right before. And Kalish, you get to see the other strategy. And Kodran gets good RNG. Pretty good movement from Kalish in this room too, so he shouldn't lose any time. That's smooth. Hopefully Kalish gets the same RNG for the boss, just to help him a little bit.
Yeah, he needs that extra help.
Kodran exiting at 35, that's not bad at all. Kalish with about the same RNG that the Wizrobes gave Kodran. Shovel please in chat for Kodran. We got Bamboo Boys going on. Good deboost by Kalish. He's got that no problem. See, I think Kodran should go a little bit out of his way and actually get the other phobe. You should just have to actually get all of them. You should at least get the bamboo one. A little bit of a mess up there by Kodran. That's pretty easy to do. Just jumped a little too early and cut the corner. Kalish getting the last crusher, no problem. If I remember, Kodran probably will not hesitate in this room right here. He's probably just going to jump straight over. Yep, okay.
Kodran
hey, but he survived.
The tree boost.
Because nobody has seen Kodran die there before. Ever.
Your Kalish not getting as lucky RNG as Kodran did with the low rucks, and he actually misses
get him,
the
get
hit.
him! Alright,
He did get him last second though.
That's good. He almost spawned. Kodran deciding not to go for the terrible, terrible skip that is in this room. That should have never existed.
I mean, doing it right does save the right amount of time as well. But
yeah,
not doing it properly does kill a lot of time.
A lot of time. Rip time.
Dead.
Don't let it rest in peace. Alright, Kalish getting to Bamboo. We'll see how he does here. Bamboo's pretty fun. There's a lot of double lantern tricks. I don't think we explained it. Essentially, it's really simple. If you see somebody getting kind of extra height on a jump, it's because they're slashing the lantern once, jumping, and then right before they're exiting the path for them to be able to hit with their sword. Basically, they're gonna slash one more time and just get the additional height. Kalish getting throwing an extra shuriken instead of slashing the door opening there, so he's gonna have to walk over on this one a little bit. Doesn't matter though, he's got it. Kodran doing the I wouldn't say the last mandatory purchase in a way that I would call. I'm not sure if you call it mandatory, but we get this really cool flying squirrel type thing. Lets us glide around, but he wanted to have 275 shards for that room because you're buying one item, not essentially for the item as much, but because we have to buy it to get to the air attack. Air attack is really, really helpful. It makes a lot of cool tricks. It's not as big in this level. It is helpful, but it gets to be extremely helpful in pretty much every stage after this. And then we get the water deboost as well, which is cool. But you just don't get to see it too often in this one.
Use it only once, I believe.
Yeah, just one time. Unless you want to turn around and try it again. Kalish not going for the skip either. It is a terrible thing. I'm proud of both of them, actually. Coded in the Donkey Kong room. Going with the older strat style. There is one other one you can do that lets you deboost through the first saw. You have to have pretty tight movement, and it doesn't hurt if you get good deboost kind of RNG from the saw blade. I'm not sure if you call it RNG, but sometimes it can kind of bounce you forward and it makes it really easy. It's a fun little trick though that Heather, I believe, made. Kalish doing the last double lantern, like we were talking about the double lanterns earlier. That was the big room for it. That's the first stepping stone. You can lose so much time in bamboo when you first start this game.
Oh yeah, and then you look at the better strats and you realize how much time you can save.
Yeah, it's so much to actually use the and play the level as intended, and using the elevators that are kind of there.
Yep.
Without the elevator skips, I don't know the time difference, but I want to say it's a big difference. It's probably like a minute if you just use them the way you're supposed to.
Yeah, the elevators are really slow, which is so nice that we found the community found a skip for them.
And Kodran, the room that he just exited to, I didn't know that block was there in my first couple playthroughs, just casually. So I did the long way. I went around. And I felt pretty dumb when I saw that one. And I'm like, how did I not see that? It's very different. Maybe I was just trying to go too fast. That's what it was.
Oh, probably.
I'll make that excuse.
Kodran will fight the golem, while Kalish is at the beginning of a grotto.
Oh yeah, I didn't mention anything about the haze. I didn't catch how many we heard, but you hear usually at least one, and generally two, and you get the haze are basically the devs that literally just said hey. They just had a recording with them yelling, and they just timed it with the drums. It's pretty sweet. This boss fight can be actually not fun at all when you first start. And you can still lose so much time here. There's two phases. Kodran doing the first phase really well. The second phase, especially if you end up dying here, it's upwards of a minute of time loss. It's really not forgiving.
Yeah, there's not much space for backups in there.
No, and oftentimes, depending on how many deboots you do, or if you made a mistake, you might have 2 HP is generally, 2 to 3 is generally what people have. And having 1 for the last phase is very monka-esque. It's terrible.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Alright, so... No, I was about to say Kalish needs to be careful, and I jinxed it.
The commentator's curse is now available in telekinesis mode.
And I keep thinking that he skipped a checkpoint, because he just skips a lot of checkpoints. I feel like there was another one in between where he was. We'll find out. Moral of the story is that you should not skip checkpoints. In fact, the only checkpoint that you could actually skip was the one in Tower of Time. There's one that's out of your way that you don't need to go to after the laser skip. You can skip that one.
And it's one of the only ones that actually save.
It's the only one that's actually out of your way.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody else just hit the checkpoint. It's worth it. In a race, especially, at least. Alright, so this Quillshroom Kodran's on now. Most new runners hate this level, and I did too. And it's a very hard level to not die on. The only thing that actually makes it easy is first of all, you just get used to the placement, and there's no real RNG at all in the entire level. So you know exactly what's going to happen pretty much every time. But the other key thing is that you know where the 2 health upgrades are. Not health upgrades, but the refills. There's 2 that are really nicely placed, and you don't actually see them. They're hidden in the lanterns, so that's generally why new runners die. They just don't know about the health. Kalish on the boss. Yeah, don't give up, Kalish. I agree, Cooney. He's got this. He's fine.
Well, in a race, anything can happen, so...
We're probably not going to see it. I don't think Kodran's going to grab it, but the top lantern, okay, he did. So the very top lantern there, if you're starting to play, that's got 1 in there. Because you want it. You want to have at least, ideally you want probably 4 or 5 health, because you end up deboosting twice in there. Although if you're doing it the casual way, you can just wait. But health is good. Health is never a bad thing. So let's just grab that. Kalish having a good boss fight so far.
Yeah, very clean.
Kodran, we'll see. I'm pretty sure that he's going to go for the jump here. Yeah, he went for it. Very nice, very clean.
Does it very nicely, yeah. Yeah, Kodran just moving through these rooms very quickly, very fast, yeah.
Yeah, he's been doing that jump for a long time. Very long time. I think Cooney might have started that one. I could be wrong. Correct me.
I think so as well.
We'll see if Kodran does the new strat. I think that he knows how to do it. He does it a little different, apparently.
Ooh, that's gonna waste
no, that was
time.
he still got it though. No.
Oh, he gets in mushroom face.
Apparently it doesn't matter. All right, I was gonna explain it. I don't know what Kodran's doing. I have no idea. It's new strats.
Yeah, the Kodran strat.
Right, so
yeah, that's gonna lose him a bit of time there.
Showing us what not to do in this fight. All right, so it's kind of newer tech, but you slash her as she's jumping up, and you want to aim for 17 total hits, or like I guess 19 if you include. I usually do 2 the first time, but you want 19 total hits before she does the spin, or she goes back up on the rings actually. And then when she comes back down, you want to get a minimum of 10 hits in, and then she'll try to go up. You air attack her a few times to get the height, and then you hit her as she's going down, and it can potentially save a little more than 3 seconds. And if you get the bad RNG, it saves about a second and a half usually, at least a second minimum. And it's really easy when you get it down. All right, so Kodran that is the last time he is going to go on the shop, unless he's got some fresh strats. He got the coolest upgrade in the game, Rope Dart. It makes us go fast. It's pretty cool. The other things that he bought are the health upgrade, and then this ability that lets us get random HP drops, which is really helpful, mostly for tower time, because it's really easy to get hit by a wizard, because wizards are just terrible. They're just evil.
Worst enemy in the game by far.
Yeah. They are the equivalent of birds in Mega Man.
Oh yeah, I can see that. And also, the rope dart is really useful throughout not only Searing Cracks, but the rest of the run, because it's great just to optimize movement in general in every single room from then on.
Yeah, and if you play NG+, you get it at the beginning, and it's even useful in Ninja Village. It's fun.
Which is what, yeah, it must be a really fun category.
I think Kodran's gonna be... No, he's got it. Never mind. I shouldn't have doubted him. I thought he was a little late there. He got held up. Sometimes when you air attack something... Actually, I don't have the specifics on it, because there is more accurate answer to this, but when you hit a lantern, rope dart a lantern, and then you jump, once you jump to cancel the... to try to get the cloud step away, that can slow you down sometimes. Generally, it slows you down. So if you are too far away from the ceiling and you do it late, then it gives the opportunity to kind of slow down too much, and then you miss the little meatball that's rolling there that we want to air attack to get up in the next level.
So far, it's really ascension.
He did it nice. And that was a nice final room there.
Yep. Plaza and Zeus is the Searing Cracks boss fight coming up for Kodran.
Yeah. I hate them, especially today.
Yeah, I understand that. Let's see if he gets good RNG with them now.
Wait, I'm more concerned with Kalish real quick, because this room can be dangerous. Oh, okay, he got it. All right, that room is so easy to get hit on.
You should be no chance with that room.
Yeah. All right, so back on Kodran, basically what we're doing, just using rope dart a lot. It gives us high frames if we didn't tell you. And it makes it so we can just get continuous hits, and especially when they throw the boulders or do certain attacks, it just goes right through you if you do it right, which is kind of nice. But so the green one, Zeus, has more health than the red guy, Kolas, and they just wanted to work out, One guy never skips leg day, and one guy never does leg day.
I feel.
Yeah. I don't know anybody that just does legs, so this guy is pretty rare. Just drinks a lot of beer apparently, and then works out that's what he does.
Works out his whipping technique as well.
Yeah,
cloth.
the only other boss that has the whip, and the whip actually does. It was so rare for me to get hit by that by him, so I didn't even know. But the whip from him also does 2 damage, as well as the monk that just Kalish just fought. If you get hit by the whip, it hurts.
Right now, Kodran in Glacial Peak. If we can get some shovel, please, in the chat, or
That's right.
Sour Please.
Yep. Majority voted best map in the game. I like Crags. I do like this level better though. I've converted. Ooh, Kodran going for the swag strats. Very nice.
Pulls it up very nicely as well.
And Kalish he's actually extremely good with the rope dart. He plays NG plus primarily, so he's no stranger to the rope dart. And another cool thing is that he generally just has slightly different strats, and looking at different strats is fun. Even if you see that like a strat might not be, maybe you're doing something that's faster. A lot of times seeing a new strat like that, no, Kodran, he's gonna be fine. He's got it. All right, that was close.
Very close.
With the save, seeing the new strats kind of it can spark an idea from you and end up giving you a chance to kind of like add a new strat in. Maybe you'll just tweak it a little bit and it'll end up being something even better. So it's kind of cool to see different people play something in a different way. See if Kalish gets the jump here. Just barely missed it. He should be fine though. Got the backup, no problem. Kodran didn't go for the 1 tile. No respect.
No respect. It's the wolf strat though.
Cool little 1 tile kick. It's pretty swag. It is faster too if you get it. You can do like a backup. You can go for it and just glide and end up doing getting to the little bounce pad, no problem. So it doesn't really waste time. If it does, it's just frames. It's worth going for, I think. It's fun. If you get it, you just feel pretty cool.
Well, like
bonking his head just a little bit. I think he's gonna be fine. He's no problem. See, he does things a little different. Just seeing him go like around that platform is just different.
Yeah, and like you said, he really knows how to use the rope dart, so that's helped him out a lot throughout Searing Crags.
Kodran finished Glacial. We are at the top. It's kind of like a 35-second cutscene here, roughly. Don't quote me on that, though. I don't actually remember the time difference. It used to be more before we got the tech skip. The tech skip's pretty great, but we brought the scroll all the way up just to find out that we're kind of like bringing around this tower, in essence, Tower of Time, we'll call it, and it's just the final challenge to determine if we're worthy to continue the story, basically. This level used to be really easy. Actually, it's really hard when you first start, and then it gets really easy, kind of like Quillshroom. And then it got really hard, actually. There's a lot of skips that make this level a big challenge now. Kalish doing a really good fight in Crags. He is not giving up.
So yeah, Kodran will attempt that pillar skip. He does it very nicely, but he clips through the pillar, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I think actually clipping there, he's disqualified. Kalish wins. It's out of bounds. Are we done with the skips, Kyle? Like, do we need new ones? I'm sure there's going to be lots of ones. But let's just, like, get used to the ones that we have right now. Let's enjoy what we have and not make it harder for, like, a little bit, right? Don't you think that's a good idea?
I think we have a lot of more plates right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential strats coming in. Kodran opted not to do the first one, and he's playing it safe. I think he might have been able to get it, but it didn't look like he was intending to do it at all. Going for the deathless strats. Kalish with a really good climb. That room is one of my favorite rooms, unless I mess it up, and then I hate it.
And Kodran will have plenty of HP to get the laser skip in the ascent of this room. Should be no trouble at all. There we go.
Yeah, Kodran actually really consistent with the laser skip. I mean, I don't think I'm the only one, but I used to die on it sometimes. Like I would just mess up and kind of get stuck in one of the because there's openings right where the lasers come out, and if you kick right inside that hole, you don't really go anywhere. And I would choke and die. But Kodran, I never really saw him die there. Mr. Consistency.
Yeah, he's very consistent. That's some of the harder tricks.
That's right, laser. Yeah, that's the strat, Kyle. Is the laser holes. Kalish doing some rope dart climbing. It is not an easy art to learn. Very fun, and it's rewarding when you get it down. Ooh, good save. Kalish almost took a walk down the mountain. Kodran in Time Waster Room. I am 99.9% sure that he's going to do a little skip here in this next one.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
There he goes, hitting gold.
6 seconds. Look, has 6 seconds ever been so free?
I don't think it has.
Yeah. To actually pull it off, you need to be low enough not to top crystal and not too low to get hit by the laser and kill you unless you have full health. Stay kind of in the middle, and you hold away from the wall that you're on. So in that case, you hold left, you hit slash, and then right after you hit slash, you hit jump, and it does a glitch kind of and has the sword slash go the opposite direction, so to your right, and slash the crystal through the wall. It's the only one that we can hit through the wall there with regular. And if you play NG+, you get a really cool shuriken that lets you throw it through the walls.
Yeah, that's helpful a lot in tower times. Or time, sorry. In a lot of stages as well. So Kodran might be looking...
the very last boss of 8-bit.
Yeah, he might be looking at a sub 32 if all goes according to plan.
Yeah, it's going to be close. I think he's just going to be a little bit over because he's got some kind of bad clap RNG here.
Yeah, very unlucky.
No, he's got...
He's going to be close, he got it.
So we got the last one, though. I should have never doubted him. Never.
You always do doubt him.
What? No, that is not true. That is not true. That's a lie. That is just a straight up lie.
That's a very nice sub 32. The more we advance in this tournament, the more we see sub 32s.
Yeah. There was a lot of chokes early on in the tournament. A lot of the top players were not getting 32s. Some were, but some were not. Kodran with the clutch, and just so you guys did know, Kodran woke up about 5 minutes for this race too, so
yep.
He was pretty tired. He made it though. That's what counts. Kalish, unless he gets good luck, which you never can count on in this game, he could potentially do one skip. I don't think he'll do this one, but he could still do a version of the laser skip if he gets a health drop here. Let's. Are you changing it over?
Yeah, sorry.
I got it.
Okay, there we are.
Hello.
Hey, Kodran.
Kodran, good game, sir.
Yeah, good game.
Thank you.
Kalish is just getting to the skip room. He did not get a health drop, and even if you did, honestly, I think it's kind of scary. But it's Taker, I believe, right? Taker ended up coming up with an idea because the spikes do 3 damage, the lasers do 4, so you wait for the platform to come down, so it's maybe a second or so lower, but wait for the platform and then you purposely just hit the spikes and use your iframes to climb through the lasers then, which is really creative.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy he made that. I feel like sometimes those spikes do more than one, but is it just me? Am I the only one that thinks that sometimes they do more than 1 damage spikes?
Which spikes?
The little pink ones, like the...
They only do 1 damage in the room with 1 cycle and the crystal through the wall thing. Everywhere else they do 3.
Well, Kalish hit it in, which one is it? It's right after the air vent kind of like room.
Yeah, he got the health drop. He got the health drop in the room prior, and then he hit the spikes for 3 damage.
I thought it only did 1, but I believe you. I can't. Math is hard.
That's true. I'm just gonna shout out to the room in Quilsh Room where you can hold right the entire way. Just a quick shout
No,
out.
I don't think that exists. It's
Never
really
heard
just
about
kind of
that.
like a theory or a hypothesis.
It didn't work out for me, so.
Hmm.
Oh, and Kalish not going for the kip actually.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't, but I'm not
I think
sure how he does that room.
he probably forgot. Yeah, it happens to me. Like as I was going through the crystals, I was like, oh yeah, wait, there's a skip here. So
Friends never let friends forget about saving time in time waster room.
Exactly.
oh yeah, cool. Well we'll watch his final boss fight and then we can talk about the runs.
Final boss fight, not to be confused with the Halo Pro team from back in the day. Final boss.
Or the
Yeah,
final
the
boss
only
of the entire game, which this is not.
Mm. One of the coolest looking sprites though in the game.
Definitely.
I like the color scheme in Tower Time in general. They're very OCD with that. You know, whoever designed it, which one of the Blue Robes designed it, he used 3 colors and he stuck to them. Or I guess it's kind of 2 colors.
The reason I was interested in this game at all was because in the trailer I saw this boss and it looked so cool. And I like texted my brother, I'm like, yo, check out this boss. But anyways, Kalish is having a really good fight.
Kalish
Yeah, that was
finished.
good. GG,
Good
Kalish.
game to Kalish.
Yeah,
It is
GG.
Kalish. He's corrected me before. Kalish, not Kalish.
He's Kalish to me, like those who
Kalish.
know him best, I think.
Oh,
GG though.
he is here. He's just in setup. He'll be here in a second.
Alright.
GG, Kalish. What's up? Where'd you go? I thought you were...
He's gonna come in quite soon, I believe.
Yeah. Kalish. So, Kodran, how'd you, since we're waiting, how'd you feel about the race? Feel pretty good?
Yeah, oh hey, here's
Kalish.
Kalish.
Hey, GG Kalish.
GG.
GG, bro. That was awful.
I'm hearing the accent of disappointment. Don't feel that way, sir.
A little bit. It actually, it all started with getting hit with a random fireball at the beginning of Autumn Hills.
Oh boy.
Well, because
It'll
you
start
had,
somewhere.
yeah, you had one. You usually would have 2 health there, so just
One
like kind of
left.
threw you off. Is that what you mean? Or
No, I had one less health. That's what caused the first death. It was so when I got hit by the fireball, it was the very first fire demon. And it knocked me off the ledge, so I had to jump back up, completely threw the cycles off in that room.
yeah, I remember seeing that. I mean, you could like it's really weird to do it. I always do the spike deboost, but like I never grab it because I completely forget that it's there.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that.
And what else was it? And then, so part of the thing too, what was really sad, it made me cry a little, was that you had to actually already got to the checkpoint, but you went over the checkpoint. And
I
so
never, ever hit that checkpoint.
You should hit it. You know that you can.
It is a
that it's not
solid
faster,
half a
right?
second time waste to drop down when you can just double lantern right up that tree. Don't
It's
give
not
me
a drop
that
down when
too.
you're on the ground already, though. You're already on the ground, so it's not a drop down.
But it's quicker to use the double lantern jump.
I disagree.
Hey,
But I believe
okay.
you. I'll believe
Everybody
you.
says pulling a Kalish is when you panic in Glacial. A true pulling a Kalish is dying in Autumn Hills.
Wow, words of wisdom.
The origin. Nobody in this, nobody in this group mentioned that term. So you're the one that brought it out. We did not say that term.
No, I know, because originally that's what it was me dying in a race in Autumn Hills, and it just happened to happen. It always would happen whenever I would race Kodran too. So
So that's what the history was. I didn't know that part. That's kind of funny, but it's not that hard to not like. It is. You can die in Autumn Hills. It can happen.
no, it's not difficult to die in Autumn Hills if you get thrown off sequence. That's for sure. And then when I realized that Nut was gonna fall and kill me the first time, I knew I was screwed because it was out of the hitbox for the sword.
Are you telling me you died twice in Autumn Hills, or just this once?
That's the death. Before
1 plus.
after
Okay.
the checkpoint. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. There was a death in Autumn Hills. There was
Oh,
a
it's
death in
I
Catacombs.
see.
There was a death in Grotto.
Hmm.
Yeah, the grotto one, I thought that you would skip the checkpoint too, but I think that I was mistaken.
No,
on that,
I was
'cause think
right
you were
before
almost at
checkpoint.
it. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
like right there.
The two deaths. It was only the one that was caused by a check or skip.
I think I just default now and assume that you probably skipped one.
There's
Because
only,
you said
like,
that you skip like which level did you say you skip? It must be Quillshroom.
Quillshroom.
Then you
I'll
skip.
skip. I'll
like,
skip unnecessary checkpoints to skip. Yes.
Yeah.
Like I literally will just go through long room where you can hold right the entire time.
What?
I'll skip
That's
the
not
checkpoint in
confirmed.
there, causing any death would be an instant refresh in New Game Plus because I skipped 3 checkpoints in a row in Quillshroom, so it's
I don't even
literally
know
a
what
death
checkpoints
restarts
are.
the entire level again.
I mean, we definitely skipped the one with. Generally, we skip the one with the like we're messing with the bird AI to kind of like use it. So we generally skip that one. I think Kodran actually hit that one in this one because I didn't see what happened to the bird, but I think you had to use the fireball.
I was holding, I mean, like, not to blame the controller here, I was holding A for wingsuit, and then when I hit the bird, there was no more wingsuit, and then I was very sad.
Oh, you just had hit the ground.
Yeah,
Nice.
but
You're
yeah.
just trying to be too efficient. You know, there is a real thing. It's a real thing. Too efficient.
Kodran, I don't know if you talked about it. My sound cut out earlier. But did you talk about your Quillshroom fight?
Yeah, the queen, that was interesting.
Yeah, you're being called an ambassador for the new strats now. Just saying.
I was not going for new strats.
I think
And
the new strats were going for you, though.
That's
friend.
true, but the fight I had was something I'd never seen before, where she's on the ground while the spores are coming from the ceiling. I've never seen that, so I was like trying to dodge them and like freaking out, and then like I got turned into a mushroom while she was stunned, and then she didn't come and get me. It was really weird. I've never seen that. But yeah, it only lost 10 seconds. I was surprised.
It's a classic GDQ moment.
This has never
seen
happened.
this before. This has never happened.
Yeah. And I think that kind of threw me off for the start of Craig's as well, but I pulled it back. I think I took
Still
the
like in
race,
shock.
like- yeah, I was kind of like, what is happening? But yeah, I think overall, like, I took it really chill, which helped. Like, I was like, you know, eating during the cutscenes and stuff, just like lying back, you know, it felt good.
That's actually pretty hard to do in this game because like there's not a lot of downtime, unfortunately. So if it was like Mega Man, you kind of get like maybe 15 seconds of just nothing while they load the bosses usually for each level.
Yeah.
This game, I always thought that there's like almost no downtime. It's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
minimal. You still have to like hold like your controller and just eat one-handed maybe.
Yeah.
But it's a skill I don't possess. But hey, I think we're running out of time, guys. I thought that it was still fun to watch, especially that fight, Kodran. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just good race for everybody. Got any last things to say?
You should buy this game if you haven't played it yet. It's really good.
It's
Play it.
releasing on PS4 soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like really soon.
I think that even had physical copies on Switch and PS4. if I
There are
believe.
now physical copies with I think special things that come with it as well.
Yeah.
It's a little.
And
I'm
extra for
allergic to physical
but totally
copies
worth
now
it.
because I had a PS4 that would just spit the discs that I had out when I was playing like a multiplayer game, and it would just be like, nope.
You know, you should just buy it just to buy it. Support these devs. These are like some of the best devs out there right now. This is a small, like 12-person studio that made this amazing game.
They are very in touch with the community as well, which is awesome.
Oh yeah, they're awesome. They're saving years of my life soon, I think, maybe, of stress. But they are amazing, and they made we didn't tell you, but the tech skip too was something they did for us. So they're also saving our fingers and hospital bills and all that stuff.
And they're
And
looking
possibly
for more stuff.
getting rid of RNG soon, so no more low Ruxton, even
Hey.
though I did just find that new strat for it.
The Quillshroom one's on RNG. So, But yeah, that is. Godin, do you have anything else too?
That's it. GG. Thanks for the race. And yeah, speed gaming's cool. They're cool. That's it.
Yeah,
Great.
thanks for speed gaming. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah.
GG Kodran, good luck in the tournament.
GG,
You
guys.
N2 next, so have fun.
Ooh, I'm actually pretty. I'm scared. Good day, guys.
Alright, goodbye, guys.